and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm working on my pantry and I am going to be canning some pork stew for my pantry. So it's very simple and I thought I'll just bring you along with me. So we're going to cut up all these veggies and I'm doing it very simple. I am putting simply onions, potatoes, and pork into this. I'm not using any carrots in this dish. My husband, he hates cooked carrots, so he's going to have to contend with the onions, though. But anyway, let's see. Let me take all this stuff out of here, because I'm going to just put it all in the same bowl, mix it up, put it in my jars, and we're good to go. That's simple. My jars are all cleaned and sanitized and ready to go. I'm just going to cut up this meat just in like bite-sized chunks. And this is a pork loin. This is a pretty fatty pork loin too. I was really surprised, but okay, I just cut it up like so. And just bite-sized chunks. Put it in my bowl there. So I'm just going to get all this meat and my potatoes cut up and my onions, and then I'll bring it back and I'll show you how easy this is to just fling it in a jar, can it up, and it's wonderful for your pantry. And now, friends, is the time. We should almost have our pantries already stockpiled, but a lot of people got caught off guard with this coronavirus outbreak and they're panic buying. And, you know, my pantry is stocked quite well. I'm just adding to it. And I just got this pork loin on sale. That's why I'm doing this. But now is a good time to organize your pantry, to see what else you can, you know, put up and see what, you know, take an inventory and see the things you need and start dehydrating stuff that you can dehydrate. You know, keep yourself busy. But work on your pantry. So let me get this all cut up, and then I'll bring you back, and we'll get these into the jars, and we'll can it up. Friends, I am back, and as you can see in here, I have mixed it all up and it's perfect. So my hands are clean. I'm just going to take my hands and I'm going to start filling my jars with the mixture. Now you want to pack it loosely in your jars. You don't want to pack this tight. Meat is dense, and if you want to get a good, safe jar of food, you want to pack this loosely. That canner has to reach 240 degrees on the inside as well as the inside of that meat. And if you pack it in there densely, it could inhibit that from reaching the 240 degrees, which could in turn hinder the processing of your food. So we just pack it loosely. guess I could put another piece in there. Probably another piece down in there. Piece of meat down in there. There we go. This is going to turn out wonderful. All right. Put a little piece in there. There's a couple of these pieces or these jars that I could add a little more to. You just don't want to pack it tight. All right, there we go. Let me wash my hands real quick. Now this next step isn't required. You don't need salt. Salt has nothing to do with the processing. All I'm going to do is I'm going to put a half a teaspoon of salt in each one of my jars, just strictly for flavor. It has nothing to do with processing your food. You do not have to use it at all. It just gives it a little bit more flavor with those potatoes. Okay, so there we have that. Now, because everything is cold, even my jars are cold. They're clean, but they're cold. My water is not screaming hot. And I'm just going to put a little bit of water in here. Okay, although salt was not required, debubbling your jars is. You have to debubble these. And then you'll probably be able to add a little more liquid to them depending. But you definitely want to debubble these. The air, if you don't debubble these jars, air can get, the air bubbles that get trapped in the jar can harbor bacteria, which I need more in that one, can harbor bacteria as well as give you what's called a false seal. So you definitely need to debubble your jars. I need to add more liquid in those too. All the others look pretty good. All right. That look pretty good. Now I can put just a little more into this one. You're going to want to top these off to about a 1/2 inch of head space. Just like so. Okay, now we debubbled them. Now we are going to wipe our rims. And I've got vinegar on my cloth. Or on my paper towel, because that will cut the grease. And clear any debris off there. Because if you don't do this step either, you could get debris under this seal and it'll inhibit the seal. So that's what we want to do. Okay? Now, I'm going to carefully try not to touch the rubber part of this seal and just lay it on your jar. Okay, we're going to put our rings on. We're going to put them on, maybe, finger tight. Don't crank these down, don't reef them down, just finger tight. That's it. Now they are ready for the canner. And because there's meat in these are pints. These are going to pressure can, in my area, 10 pounds of pressure for 75 minutes. So I'm going to get the canner ready and I'll bring it back and show you how that works. Friends, I'm going to put my jars in here. My canner's cold because my jars are cold. My food is cold. Everything's cold. Just going to go in here. Just like so. Turn my burner on high. And I'm going to put, you need about 2 inches of water in there. Okay, that's about a good 2 inches in there. Also, don't forget, well, if you do forget your vinegar, then just wash your jars in vinegar because they will get cloudy from the canner. So, and if you put the vinegar in there with the water, it stops the jars from getting cloudy. Oh, this one I got here is a bit of a booger. There we go. Okay. Now I'm not going to put my jiggler on here yet because this is going to heat up and this is going to spew a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. That expels all the air in your canner, which will assure that your canner will reach proper temperature and that your food will be safely processed. So when that spews, I'll be back and show you. Okay, friends, my canner is cooled down. I left the little gauge on it till it was completely, the pressure was completely out and was cooled down. Now, I'm so sorry, but I forgot to show you when the vent here was spewing a steam. Now, when you can, before you put that jiggler on and start timing it, you need to let this little vent spew a steady stream of steam for 10 minutes. And that's what takes the air out of your canner. I forgot to show you that. Always, always, always open this away from you. See the steam rolling out of there? Still got a lot of steam in there, even though it's cooled down somewhat. All right, these turned out beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely. Very nice, hey? Nice, nice. Look at there. Beautiful addition to your pantry. So with the pork that I bought, and of course I got that on sale, and my onions and my potatoes, I think I spent $8 altogether for these 11 pints of food, which for my husband and I, this pint is a meal. You know, and you add your, either with a salad or some rice with it or vegetables added to it. It makes a wonderful meal. Let me move this so you can see that. Okay, these turned out very nice. And boy, it makes a disaster out of your stove. Look at that. Oh, I got so much to clean. Anyway, these turned out wonderful. They're going to be delicious. And it's a beautiful addition to your pantry. Wonderful way to stock your pantry, especially when you're stuck indoors. So there you have it, friends. Thanks for watching.